Hi, my name is Dylan, and I will be covering Elementary and Intermediate Algebra Chapter 1.2. Here's what you need to know for this chapter. You need to understand how a coordinate system works, how to draw a graph, and knowing the difference between an independent variable and a dependent variable. So a coordinate system is basically two number lines, one vertical and one horizontal. And having two number lines, it shows more information about a data point, because it uses two sets of data instead of just one. Data points are organized in ordered pairs, like this, x, comma, y. And the order is very important because it can drastically change the meaning of the data if it's switched. So the x represents the data from the first number line, and the y represents the data from the second number line that corresponds with the data from the first one. So, example, the point 4, 5. This means that when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 5. Each one of these ordered pairs is called a coordinate, and these coordinates can be plotted on a coordinate graph. So, two things you need to know. The horizontal number line is also called the x-axis, and the vertical line is called the y-axis. This is very important to know, and you'll be using it for a lot. So make sure you know what each line is called. And the graph is separated into four quadrants. The top right one, this one here, is quadrant 1. The top left is quadrant 2. The bottom left is quadrant 3, and the bottom right is quadrant 4. The origin is the intersection of the two axes right here in the middle. So when you plot points, you have to first go along the x-axis that many units. So let's just take the point 4, 5 as in the previous slide. So this means that when x is equal to 4, y is equal to 5. So how does this work? It's really simple actually. You just go along 4 units in the x-axis first. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just like a regular number line. There's no difference here. But the difference, you can't just plot the point yet, because it also says that y is equal to 5. So now you just do the same thing again, but this time on the y lines. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is your point right here. So it's not very difficult. It's almost the same thing as a regular number line, but you'll be using this a lot, so make sure you know this as well. So, the next topic is called independent and dependent variables. So, if in a situation one variable's value is dependent on the value of the other, let's call this one y, and let's call the other one x. So the y is dependent on the value of x. Then we will call y the dependent variable, and we will call x the independent variable. So let's just, for example, take buying soda. The amount of soda you can buy depends on how much money you have. Therefore, the amount of money is the independent variable, or the x, and the amount of soda you can buy is the dependent variable, or the y. In a coordinate x, y, y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. So therefore, if you have x dollars, you can buy y amount of soda. So graphing data. Graphing data is very simple. Notice I said previously, you just do the same thing as you do on as graphing a regular point on a coordinate graph. So let's take the first one, the x. So there's how many people are waiting in line right now? There's one person waiting in line, and so you go 1 unit to the 1 unit on the x-axis, and this is 1 unit, and this is your x. And it says that on this data chart, it says that it says that it'll take 1 minute to get your burger if there's one person waiting in line. So you just go up 1, and that's your data point right here. And we'll call this one A. So, and so let's go to the next x value. At the next x value, it's 2. And it says that if there's 2 people waiting in line, it'll take 4 minutes to get your burger. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your second data point. And then the third one, it'll take 8 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now, however, so there's also a fourth and fifth point, but it won't fit on this graph. So in order to make these points fit on the graph, we have to change what it's called the scale. So right now each unit means 1. However, if we do each unit as 1, it means that we'll have to have 30 ticks to get to the fifth data point. So it means because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need 30 of these to get to 30. So what we can do is we can change the meaning of each tick. So we can say that this tick right here is equal to 5. We can say that this one right here is equal to 10. We can say that this one right here is equal to 15. And we can change the meaning of each tick to 20, 25, 30. And so now, now on the scale, it'll fit, but I'll also have to change these other data points. But notice how I can change the scale of the graph to make each data point fit. And so this is also another thing you'll need to know how to do. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from this video.